Hey YouTube, it's Kelly K, and I just had a conversation with my grandma that I think will be beneficial to you ladies. So, I just published my first ebook, 250 Ways to Decenter Men. You can order in the description box below. But anyway, so I was talking to my grandma about, and I call her Mima, so I'll be calling her Mima. But I was talking to my Mima about the promotion of this ebook and what should I do. I asked her, should I just focus on promoting this book and then write my next one? Or should I write my next one and promote it? Like, what do you think is the best strategy? Because my grandmother is an author too. So I asked her, what do you think is the best strategy? And she said, just keep writing. Don't stop. Don't stop. And I was like, okay, perfect. I won't stop. So I think that's the ticket to being successful in life in general is to not stop and to not dwell on your successes for too long. Don't celebrate your successes for too long because eventually that success is going to be just another accomplishment you made in the past. So I just finished my first ebook a few days ago, the day before Valentine's Day, and now I'm working on my next ebook. And I'm just going to keep on writing. I've always been a writer. I'm just going to keep on writing. And I was thinking, you have to have a sense of urgency because at the end of the day, we're all going to die. And I know people don't like to think about that, but honestly, one day we're going to die. And you don't know the time or the place. And as of right now, I don't have any kids. I have to be intentional about leaving a legacy. And I think writing books is one way to leave a legacy. And I was thinking, okay, what if I wrote 100 books? Like, who says I should only write one ebook and just promote that for the next year and then write one more? Like, no. I think it's important to act as if this is the last year of your life or the last week of your life. So you have a sense of urgency, so you feel inspired to wake up and accomplish something that day. So so I'm just going to start living with a sense of urgency. As far as my ebook writing and my book writing, I'm just going to keep on doing it even though the first one hasn't popped off yet. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep on writing the next one and the next one and the next one. And it's not necessarily for money or anything. It's literally about making an impact, leaving something tangible so they know that I was here. I was on this earth. And these are the things that I learned along the way. I think it's selfish to have gone through struggle and heartbreak and challenges and not share that with other people, not share the lessons you learned with other people. That's what I'm aiming to do in these books, is to share the things that I've learned that it took me years to learn. I'm sharing this accumulated knowledge from my ancestors, from my lived experience, from other women, and I'm packaging it all in these books to make it easier for the next girl, the next woman. Otherwise, I think it would be selfish of me to have gained all of this wisdom and to die with that wisdom and to only have told one or two friends about what I learned and then they forgot what I told them in the first place. Like, no, I'm going to write down my words because that is a permanent manifestation that I was here. And I encourage you ladies to do the same thing. And right now I'm just focusing on writing. There's many ways you can leave a legacy. But as far as writing, if you're a writer, start writing today. Just do it. And honestly, writing an ebook is way easier than I thought it would be. Once you learn how easy it is, you'll want to just like produce books all the time because it's not that hard. Here's a tip. Just ask ChatGPT how to make an ebook and it will tell you the easiest ways to do it and then just follow those instructions. I like what Dolly Parton said in a documentary. She said that Well, first of all, she wrote thousands and thousands of songs, like thousands of songs. She is a writer. She considers herself a writer more than anything. And what she does, she keeps a notebook on hand. So anytime she has an idea or anything, she can just write it down. She'll write those lyrics down. Anytime she's inspired, she writes it down. And I've been doing that lately, but now with a notebook, just with my notes app on my phone, I've just been writing the ideas that comes to my mind while I'm in the store, while I'm in class, while I'm watching TV. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If an idea pops in my head, I'm going to write it down because it's easy to forget good ideas. So if you're a writer, I encourage you to just write. Just write more and don't judge yourself for what you put down. That's one thing that has held me back for a long time. Is number one, not having the knowledge of how to write a book and being intimidated about the process. And two, being scared about judging myself, being scared that what I wrote wasn't going to be good. But for every 10 things that are bad, quote unquote, you're going to write at least one good thing. And I think it's worth writing those 10 bad things so you can reach that one good thing. And honestly, perfection to you isn't perfection to somebody else. To some people, half of your effort looks good to them, it's perfect to them. So we judge ourselves based on these high expectations that we place on ourselves, but the world didn't ask you to be perfect. I think very few of us were actually told in life, you need to be a perfect person. And that goes for writing as well. You don't have to write a perfect book, just write a book. I remember watching Shira 7 in like 2017. I've been following her for a really long time. But I was watching Shira 7 in like 2017, 2018, and she was promoting her book. And I read a few pages, I think on Amazon, you can see like a preview of the first few pages. And I read some of the pages, and there were some mistakes, like even within the first few pages. But to me, that didn't matter. I just was like, wow, like she took the time to sit down, think about writing a book. She wrote the book, she made the cover of the book, and then she put it out there with mistakes and all. Even my 250 Ways to Decenter Men. After I published it, I realized that I said a similar thing twice. And that freaked me out a little bit. But then I was like, you know what? But that's all right, because 249 of those things are good out of the 250. So it's fine. And then I don't think people realize that when you write a book, it doesn't have to be a big book. It doesn't have to be 300 pages. It doesn't have to be an autobiography or anything. If you're a poet, I think you should publish your poetry. If you're a poet and you already have 100 poems written down, just transfer those onto paper or onto a Word document or whatever, and then turn it into an ebook, and then turn it into a printed publication. Bam, like that. 250 Ways to Decenter Men is 87 pages. My next book may be even less pages. You can produce a book that's 8-9 pages. You can produce a little manual, write a little manual, a little how-to book. You have knowledge that people are seeking for. So put it out there, put it out in this world, because people are seeking for it. And only you can deliver it the way that you learned it. So don't think about yourself, think about the hundreds of people that you're going to impact with your words, with your work. Keep in mind that this may be the last year. I mean, God forbid, but keep in mind that this may be the last year of your life. And think about what you're leaving behind at this very moment. What are you leaving behind? Maybe it's paintings. Maybe it's just social media posts. Maybe it's nothing. But one thing I realized is that when people pass away, usually the stories they tell, it gets changed along the way. It's like a game of telephone. So the way I'm living my life now, my little sisters, they're not going to be able to tell my life story the way I would tell it. And if I don't write it down, then I'm leaving it up to the rest of the world to tell my story for me. And they're all going to get it wrong, by the way. Nobody is going to get the facts all the way right. And I fear that. I fear somebody telling my life story and it being wrong. And that happens to people all the time because they didn't leave anything written. So their words got distorted. But the whole point is, I think writing books is one of the most powerful ways you can leave your mark. I feel like it even beats making a YouTube video because YouTube videos, they're going to be up, we think, forever, but you never know. I mean, YouTube may shut down within the next 50 years and then all of this content is just gone. We have no control over this website. But books, I mean, we literally have the Bible. And how long has that been in existence? We have, physical books, if they're not burned, somebody's going to have it somewhere. Even if it's stored in somebody's attic somewhere, it's going to be stored somewhere. Other than in a software system or in the cloud somewhere, you don't know where it's going to go. So write something physical. Right now, I'm working on getting my ebook printed because I know that's important. And I like printed books. I like touching books and things. So I want other people to have that option. But yeah, girl, do your thing. Write your stuff. Get it out there. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Talk to you next time.